Hello, and welcome to basically Bloodbowl. Now, the latest Nova Open has brought us the latest Bloodbowl team, a return of a team of legend, the Chaos Dwarfs. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So the Chorfs are back, and in what was a pretty unspectacular reveal show with all the road maps and whatnot, this was one of the more popular announcements. They are the Zharr-Naggrund ziggurats. Apologies if I butchered the pronunciation there. The Chaos Dwarfs have been an anticipated team for a long time, and the models don't disappoint, with a few unique additions to the formula to revamp this bashy lineup. First up, the models look gorgeous. I was never totally sold by the older models. They seemed a little bit out of proportion, but these look great, without moving away from the formula too much. They've done a really good job on the Hobgoblins too, and we also learned that the team will play pretty much as the old team did, with only a few minor tweaks for balance. And there's a faithfulness in relation to the Chaos Dwarfs lore, with the new position or the Flamesmith leaning into their god Ashut, the god of fire, greed and tyranny, and his representation as a bow. The Hobgoblins also have a new positional in the Sneaky Stabbers, which gives them a little bit of variety and a new role rather than just plain cannon fodder, runners, throwers and catchers. So let's look at the blockers first. It's stated that they no longer have the tackle skill, instead gaining Ironhard Skin, which essentially negates claws being used against them. We can essentially assume they still have block and thick skull, as per the road version, as well as access to mutation. And looking more deeply at the models, we seem to get two poses, but 4 different head and beard options, which is really good. They are joined by specialist flamesmiths, players who utilise concoctions of flammable liquid to breathe fire at their opponents. And to do this, they're given the new Breathe Fire trait, and this reads as such. Once per activation, instead of performing a block action, either on its own or as part of a blitz action, this player may perform a Breathe Fire special action. When a player makes a Breathe Fire special action, they may choose one standing opposition player they are marking and roll a d6, applying a -1 modifier if the target has an ST of 5 or higher. On a 1, the player gets overeager, engulfing himself in the flame and is immediately knocked down. On a 2 to 3, the opposition player ducks the gout of flame and nothing happens. On a 4+, the opposition player takes a ball of fire straight to the face and is immediately placed prone. However, if the roll number is a natural 6, the potent pyro has taken its toll and the opposition player is knocked down instead. After the Breathe Fire special action has been resolved, this player's activation immediately ends. This seems like a slight variation on the Projectile Vomit trait, but it's a welcome addition to vary the chores from the Black Hawk and Ogre Bashi teams. And now we see the Hobgoblins, and they look great, and there's enough in the design to make them stand out from the Goblins and Noblars elsewhere. We can assume they'll have the same stats as before, and they appear to have 3 poses with a few head variations, but it's hard to tell how many or how interchangeable they are. Although these guys do have shadowing and stab. These are the Sneaky Stabbers Hobgoblins, and they are your crafty cheats, come assassins, denied the opponent, taking a chance the referee won't notice. And I really like the character in these guys, really fits their devious nature. And then there are the Bull Centaurs, manifested half Chaos Dwarf, half Bull. This pair come as Forge World resin models, but will be the centerpiece miniatures, I'm sure, and no less effective if the old Centaurs were anything to be compared to. And they look stunning too, not out of proportion, just absolute wrecking balls on the gridiron. And with access to a Minotaur as well, this team are going to be a very, very violent team when they make their appearance later in the year. And another minor but no less stunning piece are the turn and reroll markers. The vat pouring molten metal out is just perfect for the team, and probably one of the best markers I've seen. And we've got the necessary spike accompanying magazine cover too. No details given away other than the hint of expected Chorf star players, which can only speculate on at this juncture. So all in all, a popular reveal. Can't wait to see where they go with the star players, dice and pitch, and I can't wait to get my hands on this team and see how they perform. But until then, ciao for now.